right. Hey, everyone. We are going to have Lauren on the live stream today to talk to us about her experience with coaching with me. So I'm just going to wait until Lauren gets on here. If you guys have any questions for Lauren, while you are watching, or even if you're watching the replay, feel free to tag her. I'm sure that she'd love to answer any of them for you. So when Lauren and I started working together, it was actually a while ago. And I can't wait for her to share all of the massive. Oh, you're there.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm
here.
here.
So beautiful.
Got a plant in my face.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're a little bit
Thank
loud, but
you.
that's cool. Also, you
Is
have
it
the
loud?
same birds in Mexico that I have in Nicaragua. So
They're very noisy, aren't they?
they are, but they're beautiful. Okay. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Is the connection okay?
Pretty. Okay. Feel free to ask us any questions that you have. Of course, this interview series is also part of a bigger piece of just having you guys know what it's like to work with me, what it's like to experience mindset shifts, all of those kinds of results. And that's why I have some of my clients on here doing amazing interviews. So thank you so much for being here, Lauren, as well. All right. So where
Thank you
were
for
you when you
having me.
decided to invest in coaching?
Okay, so I was a little all over the place. I knew that I wanted to, this plant is kind of bothering me. I knew that I wanted to take my business really big, and I was putting content out there, but I had no email list. I didn't really have, I was putting content out to the general public. I wasn't really focusing on anybody. And I wasn't fully in. I was really dabbling with my business. And I thought I knew what I had to do, but I really had no idea. And I think once I started engaging with your content, I realized that I really needed that extra help and support.
Awesome. And so why did you decide, well, I guess you just answered this. Why did you decide that coaching was right for you, or that was the next step that you needed to take? You want to say anything else around that? What was the breaking point for you when you were just like, okay, I need to step it up. I need this type of support.
Yeah, you know what? I remember so specifically that you were talking about money mindset, and that was really I had huge shifts in knowing that my money mindset was not where it needed to be in order to grow my business successfully. And I also knew that I was doing too much work that was not, it was not paying me in the way that I wanted to be paid. And I knew that if I continued to do that work, I would never be paid what I wanted to be paid, if that makes any sense. I was doing a lot of the work. I was spending all of my time essentially exchanging time for money, even though I had embarked on this new journey of wanting to be a full-time entrepreneur and really leverage my time and make more money with, I guess, less time. Except I found myself essentially in the same position as I was in with my 9 to 5, just as an entrepreneur. So I was still hustling, and I was still doing work that it wasn't truly lighting me up. And I knew that in order to go big with this vision that I had, that I needed that support, and support from somebody that I could see was a couple levels higher than me. I knew that you had been in my shoes, and I knew that you could help me get to where I wanted.
Okay. So did you, and I know that you purchased a program before you started working with me as well. I remember us talking about that, but what did you notice was different about coaching with me versus other programs that you had done? So what was your initial reaction once you signed up, once you started coaching? What was the biggest thing for you?
So, like I said, can you hear me okay? I just want to check in and make sure you can hear me. Okay, perfect. Like I said, I thought I knew everything. The program that I purchased was related to Facebook ads. The problem is that it was a very general program. So it was really good in terms of establishing my business and setting up ads and getting new leads in, except that the funnel that I had created, and thank God I had not yet launched it, it was still so general. And it's because I didn't have that one-on-one support to really guide me through it. So the program had walked me through like the whole ideal client thing and the whole like create your Facebook ad strategy and your funnel and make it super specific and have the email list, but it was still so general. I never would have picked anybody up with it. And if I had, they wouldn't have been the right client.
And let's talk a little bit more about that because I think that that is so, so important. What was the big mindset piece? Like, I know that we're talking about mindset. And when I asked you what you wanted to talk about, you were like, mindset. Like, mindset is it. What do you feel like were
Yeah.
the biggest results in terms of your mindset shifts while we've been working together?
Okay, so the first program that I took around the Facebook ads and stuff, that prompted me to build a program for it was going to be a 6-week program, and I was going to sell it for $47. Except that once we started talking, and I don't know, you might remember this. Once we started talking, you were like, "You have got like a $100 or a $200 program," and I
At
was like,
least.
"Really?" Yeah. And so that like really helped me to see more of my value, and that also that I needed to be charging more in order to fuel like the life that I wanted to be living and all of that stuff. So that was like a really huge mindset piece there around my value and like what value I provide people, and that I always end up providing more value than I actually charge for. And to help me, like, you really helped me to realize that and to own it too, and be more confident in my pricing, and more confident in the services that I provide, because not everybody can do.
Yeah, yeah. So, in terms of the strategies that we implemented together, like which ones do you feel like were the most notable for you?
Oh my God, like everything. Okay, so when like before I started working with you, I had zero strategy. I thought I had a strategy, and that strategy was posting to Instagram. And so, strategy. So, I didn't have any sort of strategy. So, first of all, we put in a strategy to grow my email list, and I had no email list. I had like 2 people on my email list, and it was my sister and my cousin when I first started. So, no strategy
So
around that, but
typical.
we implemented a strategy. Yes, exactly. So, we implemented that strategy along with Facebook ads funnel. So, when I started with you, I had those 2 people. Now I've got over 400 people on my email list. I brought in more than that, but of course you get the unsubscribes, the people who aren't fully aligned with your message, and that's okay. The other thing I remember, I started my Instagram account in December, I think it was 2017. And by when we started working together, it was July 2018. And I had just hit 100 followers. And I was like so proud of that on Instagram. And you were like, you need to grow that a little bit more. And I was like, but I'm doing so well. And so now I think I've hit over 3,000 Instagram followers just in, was it 8? Yeah. So my Instagram has
Amazing.
been growing like crazy as well. As well as my Facebook page is growing as well. So, and then another strategy, like aside from the strategies, is just the mindset and the journaling and the inner work stuff that I really didn't do before we started working together. And so that's been a really huge strategy that has helped too, because if you don't have the mindset piece, the strategies, like the actual physical strategies that you're implementing, are never going to work out. They might be slower. So I think the mindset really, really helped to amplify everything, if that makes sense.
Beautiful. I love that. It's like, I'm going to purchase this person's online templates that help that person get 6 figures, because when I implement those into my own business, that person doesn't know all the money mindset issues that I have, or that person doesn't know all of the, like all of the value that I want to provide. And just like, it's just so different. It's so, so different. So I love that you said that. Um, all right. So let's just kind of jump ahead. Uh, Let me see here, because I have so many questions on my little questions list. But okay, if someone wanted to work with me right now and they were watching this video, and they were like, like I like Sarah, but I don't know if she's the right fit for me, or kind of just like I don't know what to expect. Like, what would you love to say to a person who might be interested in the mastermind or might be interested in other kind of work? Like, what should they expect? Let's wait for Lauren to get back on. She probably has like cafe Wi-Fi, which is not the greatest. Yeah, so the last question that I asked Lauren is if anyone was, wait. Oh, Haley says, hi, I'm good. Lauren, are you back? Good. Let's see if we can bring Lauren back on again. Can't bring Lauren on camera. Lauren, can you hear me? I love that I can join you live every day this week. Yeah, and twice a day. You just turned on your data. I had to do the same thing. Lauren and I live in the tropics, which is like up and down internet connection. So I live in Nicaragua. Lauren is living in right beside Cancun, Mexico, which like seems like a dream. It honestly looks so pretty there too. So let's see if we can get her back on. Bring Lauren on. Ooh, yay, we're working again. Yay.
Oh my God, I don't know what happened. I turned my cellular data on, so hopefully that'll be fine.
Is basically like if someone's feeling like they're on the fence about joining the mastermind or working with me one-on-one or just kind of like working with me in any capacity, what would you love to say to them about like your experience and like, and yeah, and just helping them ease any of those anxieties?
Okay, so for me, it was like I had this like inclining. So inclining, is that the right word? If you have any sort of
Inclination?
feeling that this is something, inclination, that's what it is. If you have any sort of inclination or any sort of feeling, just learn to trust your gut feeling because everything works out the way that it's supposed to work out. The money comes in. I was really, really, really scared to invest because Sarah was the first coach that I invested in. And for me, that was a lot of money to invest. But I knew that I needed to take some sort of step in order to get me where I wanted to be. So if money is a thing, work through those money objections, that money mindset, do that inner work, and follow. Sarah does really great Facebook Lives around money mindset. So look back at those and you're welcome. Look back at those and journal around that and ask yourself too, like if you don't invest now, where will you be in 5 months or whenever it is, right? Like, are you going to be any closer to your goal? That was something that really helped me to know that this was the right time and this is what I needed to do. Because I knew if I continued the way that I was going, I would never get the results I wanted to see. And I know for a fact that probably just hitting 200 followers had I not invested in you on Instagram. So
Yeah. And so what do you say was like the most rewarding part of investing in working together for you? If you can pick like one or two things, like what would you say was like is the biggest thing for you?
the biggest. So I guess it's both strategy and mindset. I mean, the biggest thing is that I now know how business works, so that's a good thing. And I have an aligned strategy that works for me that I can repeat. So Sarah often talks about like coming up with that strategy that works for you, and then just repeat it, and that's how you get the clients, right? That's how you make the money. And I'm so grateful because I've gone through a couple different strategies with Sarah, and she's been by my side for the whole journey and helping me to really align my vision to my strategy and to my ideal client and to my business. So that has been super invaluable. Like you cannot get that from a self, what's it called? Like a self-guided program.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can't get that there. You can't get that support if you don't know, like if you're feeling, I guess Sarah's really helped me with, if I have a feeling and I'm not 100% sure about what my next step is, she helps me to really like talk through that feeling and guide me essentially, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like I'm talking in really big language.
No worries.
Messiness.
I get it. I understand it. So it's basically
Yes.
this whole like don't make decisions based on what someone else is doing or based on like what I'm telling you to do. Like make decisions based on what
Uh-huh.
you want to do, and then I'll guide you to it, because that makes you so much more successful in the long
Yes.
run.
Yeah, and you can't get that from a non-coaching experience. And actually, I have to say, Sarah, that I've seen such a huge shift in your own skills as well since we started together up until now. They like do much as a coach, and you really know how to get to the deeper level of things now with your clients. Not that you didn't before, but I've just seen a huge shift in how you coach women, and it's just so empowering. So Sarah knows how to coach you. If you've got any inclination, then you've just got to act on that gut instinct. Yeah. And then there's the other piece too, the mindset strategy that I've really walked away with that's been super invaluable in our time together that I've already kind of touched on, is the owning your value and having the confidence. And that's also invaluable because if you don't have the confidence, that's going to show up in the way that you show up like to other people. People can pick up on that energy, right? People can see that when they're watching you on Facebook Live that you're not confident in your skills. And so that confidence piece has been really, really invaluable as well.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I loved hearing that too, because I
You're
totally feel
welcome.
like we all progress within our own skills, right? And I think that, like, even for you, for example, you are not the same person when you first started working with me either, like, at all, right? And I
That's for
think that
sure.
these are all very
Yeah.
big, like, justifications and just like illuminations for us to be like, we know what we're doing, right? Like we know what we're doing. We know that we give people amazing experiences. So like it's time to act on that. So amazing. Okay. And one last question. What are you
Yeah.
up to right now? And
And I
like what are
have to
like your
say,
future
okay.
dreams and goals? Yep. Go for it. Go for it. What are you
No,
gonna
I
say?
was just going to say you are one person that I know for a fact that goes above and beyond. Sarah, like, make sure that you are set up for success. So that's something that I really appreciate too about working with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In terms of so I am in the process of a one-on-one program to be more aligned. Sarah has really worked. I'm feeling really all of my content. I feel very motivated toward out there and helping more people. So I've noticed really big shifts in my energy. Sarah's going to help me here. And yeah, I don't know what else. But there's
The exciting
eventually.
things. They're good enough. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yes, yeah. Yes. I don't know.
Okay. It just cut out. That's fine
I,
though. Okay.
okay.
Your internet connection is doing really well, actually. I thought it would, I thought we'd have like a little bit more of an issue,
More
but we're not.
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is great. Okay. Thank you so much for being on here with us, Lauren. If anyone
You're
has any
welcome.
questions for Lauren, if you're watching the replay or anything, feel free to ask her as we go on. As you guys know, the mastermind is the last day to get your $500 off is tomorrow. So if you are interested, just submit your application. We can get on a call, see if you're a good fit. Like no obligations there. Yeah, and I hope that everyone enjoyed this.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. All right, take care. Enjoy your
Have a
coffee
great
shop
day.
time. You too.
Thank you. Bye.